everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Talk the Talk with me, Deesh Pillay Bechin. Today we are reviewing the Audi Q8 in our first segment, and in our second segment we will be featuring our talk tip of the week. And in our final segment, our talk of the town, we feature Celeste Heskes, the dealer principal at Audi Centre Bruma. So let's jump straight into it with our first segment with Nita Stadler. Hi Nita.
Hi Dee.
Okay, I know you're very excited because you literally just drove
the
Q8.
I did.
Okay, so tell us more about it.
Well, it is, let me first start by saying it is a gorgeous vehicle.
Let me first start by saying that you couldn't pull the vehicle out of the driveway because it was so big.
It's big. You have to look, I don't want to bash any pulls or anything. It's a very expensive vehicle. It falls in the premium SUV coupe segment, so that says it already. It's in a tough segment with a stiff competition, so it's going to have to pull its weight, but I definitely think it will. It oozes with driving pleasures, and it's absolutely gorgeous to look at, and it's filled with very, very intuitive specs and features.
I can imagine. I mean, it's a German vehicle with all, and it's so glossy. I love it. It's so beautiful. I love VW. That's my brand, and Audi it's a sister brand. So if I ever go for premium, and if I can ever afford a premium car, then I would definitely drive the Audi Q8. I love it. Absolutely. And it's 8. That's my number.
That's your number.
So yeah. So anyway, what do you think about the looks?
Okay, so it's gorgeous, but let me start off by saying it's based on the MBQ platform, which is the same platform as its sibling, the Q7. It means it has the same wheelbase, but I think that's about where similarities end, because this one's dimensions is a bit different if you go and put them together. But it's still gorgeous. It's highlighted with beautiful body lines. The headlights have these unique detailing in them. I know, like I always said, our videographer, he said he had to get that in, so that's probably on screen right now. Yeah. But it also has broad shoulders and a wide elevated stance on the road to give it just that, to announce its presence. If I can say. And the rear is polished up with a smooth curve.
Gosh, it just sounded like you like talking about a man with broad shoulders, reliable, dependable.
No.
Okay, but anyway, what about the inside? How's the features inside, or the comfort? Tell me about the inside.
The cabin. Yeah. So you can expect the usual as any other Audi. It has refined seating materials. It's cladded all around. It's comfortable. The seat is automatic forward and back. I actually struggled a bit with that. Wasn't sure what to do, but I got it quickly. The only thing I have to say is if you're going to take this vehicle as a road tripper and you are a family, look out, because the touchscreen, you're going to have to keep a cloth by if you have kids with the sticky fingers. Yes, but furthermore, it's absolutely gorgeous. It even has, it's called a haptic feature. So when you click on the touchscreen, it feels like you're clicking a button. Yeah.
Wow, so very sensitive.
Very sensitive.
Okay, and then what features does it have in terms of tech?
Okay, so the infotainment system is what you can expect, as always, with the latest cell phone technology features and connectivities. But in terms of comfort, it has a 4-way lumbar support, 4-zone automatic air conditioning, cruise control. It has a panoramic sunroof, which is nice, much more. And it has all the safety features you can expect.
And how about the drive?
So, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It has a 3-liter engine, which means it produces 210 kilowatts of power and a whopping 600 Newton meters of torque. Yes, it's got a rumble to it. So what surprised me was it's a large vehicle.
Should I just say that again? 600 Newton meters of torque. That's the highest that we've driven, I think.
Right. So with such a powerful engine and it's a bulky vehicle. It's a big vehicle. Like you said, I struggled to get out the driveway. I thought it would be difficult to drive, but it's definitely not. I took it where I wanted it and it went.
Okay.
Parking was easy. It has park assist and all those features as well. So I absolutely loved it.
Okay, and so is there anything else that you'd like to add about this beautiful Q8?
I would just like to say I loved it. It was a really nice vehicle.
No, it's so beautiful. I'm serious. Like I really when I could imagine, because it was parked here in my house or in my yard. I was like, oh, one day is one day. But anyway, moving on. Thank you so much, Nita, for that review.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And next we have Ashley with our talk tip. This week, Ashley Roos is in studio once again to tell us more about how to identify a bent rim. So, thank you so much for joining us, Ash.
Thank you, Dee. Always a pleasure.
Okay, so today we are talking a bit more about how our viewers can identify a bent rim. Ash, can you tell us why your vehicle's rims is so important in the first place?
With pleasure, Dee.
Okay.
So rims are not only easy on the eye, but they have many other important benefits as well. They help with handling and especially cornering, improve braking, and provides you with better fuel consumption.
Okay, so I really only bought my rims because they look nice on my
The
car.
dazzle and all of that.
But now I know the other significance of the rims. So Ash, please inform our viewers and me how they can identify if they have a bent rim.
So Dee, I would say the most obvious sign of a bent rim is a physical bend in the rim. Inspect the rim for any damage, dents or scrapes. Remember, some vehicles have hubcaps, so be sure to remove those first for a closer inspection. And I would say another telltale is if the steering wheel is vibrating or shaking while you're driving after hitting a pothole. It could indicate damage on your front wheels, and if you are shaking from the rear or if your seat is shaking, it could be from the rear rims. Then along with if your vehicle's handling feels different or when it feels as if you're driving with a flat tire. Common signs to look out for is when your steering wheel is dragging to the one side, feels kind of sluggish, or there is any vibration while driving.
What about if your tire is constantly like deflating?
If your tire is constantly deflating and you find yourself more at the gas station, pumping up your tire than you are actually filling up on fuel, the reason for this is the fact that your tire and rim are like two peas in a pod. They are pressed firmly together for an airtight, sealed and plumped wheel. But when the rim is bent, an opportunity is created for tire deflation.
Okay, and then Ash, what is the solution to this problem?
The most bent rims are usually minor and can easily be remedied by a professional mag wheel repair centre. So before you think that you will be sitting with a wailing wallet and your mood deflates like the tyre has, ring up a reputable repair centre for a quote and have it fixed on the very same day.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ash. We once again really appreciate you finding out and researching this information, sitting with our tire experts. Really, really means a lot to us and to our viewers. Thank you so much for writing in and requesting these tips. It just gives us that much more motivation to learn more so that we can help educate you, our viewers. So thank you very much for that. And up next, we have our talk of the town. Viewers, our talk of the town for today is Celeste Heskes, representing Audi Centre Bruma, which is a part of Barloworld. Celeste is also one of the finalists for the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC, a division of Nedbank, and deservedly so. We've done a bit of snooping around, and her staff says she is a phenomenal leader who is able to distinguish between facts, what works, and what doesn't, in all facets of the business. She is able to draw reasonable conclusions using facts, and she is also able to understand the cause of a particular business problem and design actionable ways to solve issues. One significant attribute of Celeste is that of coaching and mentoring with patience and passion. She believes that this practice is known to increase performance and to enable people to achieve their real potential. She loves to work smart and step out of her comfort zone. As a dealer principal, she does not shy away from performing tasks that are not even assigned to her. It's all about teamwork. So let's welcome Celeste, proudly representing the Audi brand, as I said earlier on, and this interview is proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions. Hi Celeste.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me here.
Okay, you're welcome. So let's start. Gosh, you have a long history in the motoring industry. Let's start from the beginning. Where did all this begin?
So I started with Barloworld at Santon Toyota when it was still open as a bookkeeper. From bookkeeper, I've stayed in finance for many years and only went over into operations in November 2018 when I started as the DP at Audi Bruma.
Okay, and I'm sure you love all the things I said about you are so true and on point. And that's because we did, like I said, we did some snooping, and we journalists, so that's what we do. We got some information about you. But to have all of those attributes, it simply means that, patience and tenacity and resilience and tolerance, you need to be able to enjoy what you do and have passion for what you do. So what do you enjoy most about being a dealer principal?
It's my team. It really is. It's coming there every day. And being able to see people grow is just, it's priceless.
Yes.
And that's the thing that keeps me going.
Now, what can you say about your dealership itself? I was saying earlier on, I've been there a couple of years back. Beautiful dealership, love the gardens. That's what I remember. And now you've got a beautiful floor. What's the ambience like at your dealership?
We're a family. We're definitely a family, and we care a lot about each other. There's so many stories that I can tell you, where I've just heard, of one staff member caring for another staff member in whatever way. Yes. Someone has an accident or a personal issue and that sort of thing, and someone else helps them out at the dealership. But over and above that, my biggest thing is growth and development.
Yes.
And so we've had a lot of people, although we're some may be inexperienced, but a lot of people who have gone the extra mile and have grown and developed themselves, and we've been able to give them an opportunity. And I'm talking about, from a wash bay cleaner to a parts sales exec, or reception to an F&I, or a creditor's clerk to an accountant, wherever it may be, technician to foreman, sales exec to manager. We've had so many growth and development success stories in our dealership, and I think that is inspiring for everybody else to see that, if you do put in the effort and develop yourself and go the extra mile, there are opportunities for you. Those opportunities really do exist.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, how can you inspire young women and that's the purpose of this platform. As you know, it's to educate and motivate and teach young girls that are at school level the ins and outs of motoring South Africa. So how can you inspire young girls to join our industry?
First of all, don't be scared of it. There's nothing to be afraid of. We can understand the intricacies of the motor vehicles equally as well as our male counterparts, and both are necessary. You know, both the males and the females are very necessary in this industry, particularly from a leadership role for the females. I think that there is a certain amount of inherent care in a female, particularly listening to customer stories. So I once had a customer, it was very interesting. He said to me, all he said was, "Thank you for hearing me," you know, and I think women are better at that.
Yes, and being empathetic and
yes, you know,
nurturing.
A woman can understand the fear of getting stuck on the side of a road, for example, and I think we bring our own aspect to this industry as much as the men do, bringing something different to the industry, and all parts are equally valid and important.
And I think women with our, as you said, with our extra nurturing capability and creative visionaries definitely brings a different dynamic to the table. So who has played an integral role? Because, you know, to be in motoring South Africa, you still have to have, especially if you're a woman, the resilience and the tenacity and, as I said earlier, the strength to balance both, you know, home life and work life. Who's been an integral role in both your personal and professional life?
Two people that stand out the most to me in my career. The one is, he was my franchise exec when I was at BMW, and he really taught me a lot about leadership and people management, and, you know, resolving issues and that sort of thing. And then obviously my husband.
Oh, we have to mention him.
Yes. He is behind me all the time. All the time.
Oh, that's amazing. And he's also in the motoring industry, so that helps a lot as well.
At least he understands.
Yes, and he works for Barloworld.
Yes.
Okay, so you at home, who are you? What do you enjoy in your spare time?
Just the family, the kids. Every spare minute I get, you know, I'm almost very selfish with my time at home, that I do get to spend it with the kids and my husband, and my mom also lives with us. And so whatever it is that we do, whether it be, you know, in summer swimming or painting, I love painting with my kids, or whatever it may be, even if it's just mundane tasks at home, as long as we're together, I'm quite happy.
Absolutely. Celeste, to be in a dealer environment, and I work a lot with the dealer network as a journalist, more so than you know, the OEMs. I work with the dealers, and I know it's a very stressful environment. It is very difficult to keep your spirits up sometimes. But what type of encouragement do you give to your staff to keep those spirits up, and what type of people do you like to surround yourself with in terms of personality?
I'm going to answer the second part first.
Okay.
The one thing that I always want around me, and I encourage it wholeheartedly, is honesty. If you've made a mistake, just come and tell me. Let's sort it out together. You know, nobody's perfect. Fortunately, and I've always said this, is that we do not, I'm not a doctor and I'm not performing an operation, so, and neither are you. So if you're going to make a mistake, fortunately no one's going to die. We can fix this, and we can fix it together. So for me, the biggest thing is just be honest with me. Just come and tell me I've made a mistake, or come and tell me we have a problem, or come and tell me you're not okay today. I've had, you know, people that, you know, there are mental issues and that sort of thing. Tell me if you're not okay. It's okay to not be okay. And I just want honesty and openness. That's all I want. That's all I expect. And then to, you know, inspire is obviously, I generally don't take a screaming, shouting, hard approach, and I just stick to the facts. We can deal with an issue on the table, place the issue on the table, we can deal with those facts there. I'm not going to deal with your opinion. I'm not going to deal with your feelings and that sort of thing. Let's deal with the facts and let's sort it out. So, and I think people can appreciate that I'm never going to attack you personally.
Yes.
We're going to deal with the issue, but I'm not going to attack you personally. And just come and be honest with me. That's all I ask.
Again, another attribute that women brings into the industry in terms of empathy and in terms of the nurturing, qualities and the nurturing characteristic that we carry around with us. Yeah, so that's amazing. Yeah. Celeste, it's been a long ride. No pun intended, but it's been a long ride for you. How do you feel, except for being here today and contributing to the industry in this way, and thank you so much for that, but how do you feel over the last almost 2 decades you have contributed to motoring South Africa?
So, I mean, I think we're very fortunate being in a corporate. They've always recognised performance. They've always recognised, look, other than post-COVID, we always used to have some kind of awards and recognition, and I think that always goes along. I do it every quarter in my dealership to recognise people and their performances in front of their peers, to say, hey, so-and-so has done well, or whatever the case may be. And it's likewise, Barloworld has done the same. Yeah. It's just changed a little bit post-COVID now.
Yes.
So I think that's a very important thing to do, is to recognise when, look, we're all very quick, and me included, is to say when something's gone wrong. Yeah. Like, hey, we need to fix this, or whatever the case may be. But, it's important not to forget to recognise when something's gone right.
Yes, absolutely. And our platforms were created on that note for women to be recognized in the motoring industry. And, at the end of the day, it has been created for that purpose. However, we've also had men that have found a home here at Women Talk. So how do you feel about this platform? And I want to just add to this. The lady that have been supporting me from day one in my career as a motoring journalist, I met her as a dealer principal, and then she moved up the ranks and became a franchise executive, and now she is the CEO of Barloworld, Masha Mayaba. So, how do you feel? You've obviously accepted the invite to join us in studio because you feel some type of, I wouldn't say obligation, but respect for a platform like this. How do you feel about that?
I think it's good to talk about it, and by it I mean women in the motoring space. It has for a long time been a male-dominated industry, and I mean there's no hiding that. And for the first few women that have sort of come in and especially grown up and gone higher in the ranks, you find yourself at events and that sort of thing as the only female, and sometimes those things can be a little bit uncomfortable, but there is no harm in it. That we just need to keep on going. It's different. It's not anything unusual.
I guess find your niche. I'm a motoring journalist, and I'm not even going to use the word uncomfortable. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to lay it out, all my vulnerability on the table. I felt intimidated when I started as the only female motoring journalist in a room of 50 other motoring journalists, not even my color, different caste, creed, and it was intimidating. Yet I pushed forward, found my niche. I'm sitting here with the best of the best in the motoring industry, which is you as well. So thank you so much, and I hope that your story and your knowledge and your inspiration that you've shared here inspires young women to one day be a leader like you are. And congratulations again for being nominated in the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, which is a very prestigious awards powered by MFC Nedbank, and we really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so viewers, thank you for following us on all our platforms. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC, a division of Nedbank, and the Talk Studios, powered by Sariti Solutions, are aimed at providing a platform to share our experiences and to educate the future generations, to explore the endless and exciting career opportunities in motoring South Africa. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Women Talk, and please don't forget we have thousands of vehicles on sale to choose from countrywide on our vehicle listing portal at www.womentalk.co.za. And remember, viewers, we only advertise for trustworthy and reputable bank accredited dealerships. Ladies, life is unpredictable, especially in these unprecedented times of COVID. So never fail to embrace your opportunities presented in front of you to excel and succeed, just like Celeste has done. Whether it's an unwritten rule about gender norms or it's a job you're not quite qualified for, don't allow societal expectations and rules to stifle your growth. But please don't put others down to lift yourself up. Putting others down won't land you at the top of the pecking order for long. You'll only keep your position until someone else comes along and puts you down. When you lift other people up and become a genuine cheerleader, just like my lovely guest right here, Celeste, today you'll be much more likely to succeed. The whole idea is that you should not be better or worse than anyone. Just be the best that you can be. And with that, let me remind you that the question should never be, who's going to let me? It should always be, who's going to stop me?